All right, another World Cup day. What games do we want to talk about first?
I think it's clear. We just got to start with the Cape Verde game.
The Cape Verde game.
I feel like all the Cape Verde games are just like
I'm not gonna lie. Vozinha did start to show his age a little bit with that game. He definitely
So
he started to show his age a little bit.
I'm gonna bring up Elton called me before the Uruguay game, and he was telling me about the first game they played. Not Uruguay. Spain versus Cape Verde, and there's this whole controversy, right, where it's like he's so good, he made all these saves, but I told him, I was like, dude, I don't think they were good saves.
Granted, yes, I get that they kicked the ball at him or in his range or vicinity, but Spain is a top 3 team. So for them to not perform correctly or hit the ball on target, those are still all on target goals, right? It was set to go inside the goal. They're still good saves in my book. He's a D2 goalie, 40 years old. If Spain kicked the ball right at him, that's on Spain.
It is.
There's nothing to do with him.
Honestly, I had the same take when I saw because I didn't watch the game live. I had to watch the highlights. Like the first half, I saw what people were talking about, and on the first half, I was like, "Oh, it's nothing. Like this is an amazing performance." Second half, I'm like, "All right, cool. I can see how you guys got there, but I see what you mean. They weren't great saves, but I think the amount of saves is what what got people like really going. I guess."
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, even the Curaçao game, Eloy Room, he almost got the most saves in a World Cup event. I think the record's 16, and he ended up with 15 by the end of the game.
You talking about Ecuador or Germany?
Ecuador.
Okay.
Was it Ecuador they faced?
Yeah, that was the last game.
Ecuador. And I think the number one most saves in the World Cup was American goalkeeper. I forgot the name, but it's actually a U.S. goalkeeper. But at least him, like, he played good.
Was it Howard?
It might have been.
I think
He
in
played
Brazil.
good, but I expect him to play good. I mean, he plays for Miami FC, not Inter Miami, but like, he's probably played with Messi, or like Messi's taken
some
some
type of interaction.
Exactly. Messi's practiced on him. He's taken some shots. I went through his Instagram. They have photos together. I expect him to play good. Expect it. Versus
Who's that? The Curaçao keeper.
Yeah, the Curaçao keeper.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point when you say that about that keeper. Someone that has played with people at such a high level. But I would say that like Vosinha, right? Like I think it wasn't the fact that he did crazy saves. It's just the fact that he was there at the right time, and that does show his age. But he's a 40-year-old keeper, 40, right? 41,
Yeah.
40.
something. Yeah. So he knows where the play is going to go, where the shots are going to go to. He's just standing there. I mean, it's not going to be a flashy save because he's just in the right place at the right time. But that, comes with the experience of knowing how to be a keeper,
Yeah, but in that last game, though, I was like, when they scored that goal, I was like, oh.
Elton texted me when they were when your guy was scoring. He's like, damn, his age really showing right
It
now.
really just showed right now. I was so
The
upset.
first one got you.
Well,
didn't
the
dive
first
all the way?
one, he dived,
Where he
and then
couldn't go
it
to the
bounced. It bounced off the crossbar. The second one, though, is what got me, where he kind of guessed wrong and was like,
Oh, the
gonna
floor
go
one.
dive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the floor one. Yeah,
was like,
that one got me too. I'm like, yeah, a younger man, he would have done like a kick
Yeah.
save or something like that.
At least that first one, like, you try to dive for it, it hit the post, bounced. The guy did the dive and the header, it went in. Like, all right.
Yeah, I don't think
It
you
was
can
a
be
good
mad
goal.
at him for the
Yeah.
first
No,
one.
no.
No.
Definitely
I
not.
honestly think if he was like a little younger and he had that exposure, I think he'd be like a pretty decent goalie.
I mean, I still think he's a pretty decent goalie.
Yeah, I mean,
This is like, there's only so much you could say because this is their first World Cup appearance. No one knew nothing about him. He was a Division II goalkeeper prior, so I don't think anyone was watching Division II Portugal games because he plays for Portugal, I think.
Turkish second division, I believe.
Turkish second division?
I believe Turkish second division. I can double check that though.
So, yeah, no one was watching his games prior. I find that funny, too, because everyone thought, like, when Eloy Room was playing so good, he was going to get the Vozinha effect. I think right now his followers did go up. I think only went up to like 1 million versus they got the 15 million. I mean, Spain versus like
that's a given.
You got some clout, but not that much clout. I'll say that. It's just a different team, but I do think Eloy Room did play exceptionally well as a keeper. And this World Cup is really become a keeper World Cup. Like, people are really starting to pay more attention to goalkeepers now after that Cape Verde Spain game. Before it was just like, oh, players, oh, Ronaldo, oh, which is still like the strikers, but now people are like, nah, who's the goalkeeper? Who's blocking these saves?
Yeah, I feel like every World Cup has one big goalkeeper, right? So last World Cup we saw that at the finals, with Emo Martinez, right? So he was, he pretty much just beat France by saving all those goals and whatnot. And I don't remember if it was 2 or 3 World Cups ago, but it was what's his name, the Mexico goalkeeper,
Ochoa.
Man, Ochoa.
Every
He
World
was
Cup, man.
there was nobody that wasn't speaking like something about him. And it's kind of crazy because the World Cup ends and then you kind of forget what happens to these guys till the next one comes up. But I feel like maybe Vitinha is gonna have a great World Cup, that he's gonna be that one keeper that kind of seals his name in this one World Cup, just like like the other big names did in the like 2-3 World Cups ago. So I guess we'll see. But I think like the way it's going, maybe he just keeps making all the saves and he's in the right place and doesn't show his age. Maybe it was just one game, but it also depends on the Cape Verde team and how they do in general, because if you have a strong defense, your keeper won't do all the work.
Yeah. I think that's the
he
big
did a
thing.
lot of work in the Spain
No,
game.
that's the big. That's
Yeah.
because that's like elder abuse. It's like bordering on elder abuse. Like how much? Not because he shouldn't be having to do all that. But I like the way we played better in the Uruguay game. I feel like we showed more flair. We had more control of the ball. We had more teeth in terms of attacking. In terms of like the other goalkeeper, Muslera for Uruguay, I don't think he's gonna be mad at his wall for sure. Because that freaking goal, I was like, I don't know what they were doing.
That wall was made out of toothpicks.
Yeah, no, he's it's not even.
When they jumped, they both rotated the opposite way.
Yeah.
No, they like parted. I'm like, yo,
Yeah,
what?
I was
Like,
what
there's,
is that?
I understand when you take a free kick and the ball goes over you, or it goes like you jump and they kick it low and you jumped over the ball, right, and it goes under you. But there is no reason.
Oh no, it's a bad look.
There is
It's a
no
very
reason
bad
for
look.
the ball to go through your wall.
It's a
But
bad
to be fair on that topic is that that it was quite a far free kick. I would probably say like 40 yards. Like you
wouldn't think you
expect
need more
Cape
than 2
Verde
people.
to like
yeah.
score
Yeah.
a good free kick.
But they were
right?
taking amazing shots that game.
They were.
There was
amazing shots.
No, let me correct it, because the shots they did take, outside of the ones that were just like, all right, you guys are just taking shots any opportunity you get, because there was a fair amount of, let me just take a shot here and see what happens.
It was more shots taken than they did in the Spain game. So like,
I mean, the Spain game is park the bus.
yeah, it was strictly park the bus.
It was strictly park the bus. So.
And Spain's known for moving the ball like all over the field.
Which I'm not upset about. Like, that's a strategy, right? Like, you're going against a top team. We're not going to beat them. Let's just aim for the tie, right? That's strategically, that's probably is what it getting Cape Verde so far. Because now with the Paraguay tie, a championship game with Saudi Arabia, and they're advancing to the next round.
Uruguay tie, not
Uruguay, sorry.
Yeah, next game's a big game for both teams. Well, for both sets of teams, it's gonna be a very big game.
You know, it's something funny I seen online too, and it would be funny if it's true about was it South Korea?
Yeah.
That played
Mexico.
So before the World Cup started, like in the preliminaries to get the placement, they all had different number shirts on, and then they changed it for the World Cup because they knew Westerners would never be able to tell apart the players.
Wait, explain.
Like,
I
so,
know what you mean.
so before World Cup, right? They all the players had a number on them, 7,
Yeah.
11, blah blah blah, and they knew people wouldn't like figure out the names. So when everyone's watching like the competitors play to see who's gonna place, they're like, okay, we gotta watch out for number 7. We gotta watch out for number 11. So when the World Cup started, the coach changed all the numbers of the players because they wouldn't remember their faces.
If you think about it, like their names not to like bash them, but like their names is like it kind of sounds like
Sing
gibberish
Yong
to
Woo.
us, you know?
Woo Nyong Si. Sing-
Yeah, bro. Like it's. I mean, that's a good strat, honestly.
It was a good strat, but they still lost.
Yeah.
But like when I read that, I was like, this is kind of genius. This is kind of the level of genius I expect coaches to be doing with their World Cup teams, including like parking the bus against Spain. Like that's another level of top tier genius.
No,
and
those
strategy.
are two different things.
You have to
Elton,
play.
Those are two different things.
No, it's not.
One
It's
is like mind games, another one's a tactic. That's
yeah,
like,
but mind games is all part of the beautiful game. You know, you never used to play when you was younger, play for a team, and you always get those players that try to play mind games on you, talk a little smack, get in your head.
Yeah,
it's all part of the game.
No, but
It's all part of the game.
Different thing.
Mind, body,
That's
and
a whole
spirit.
different thing. Totally different thing.
What do you think is like the best group right now? I don't want to say because I feel like it's gonna sound biased, but
The most entertaining or like the best?
most entertaining.
It's definitely this group with Cape Verde and Spain
Honestly,
and Uruguay.
I'll give you that
Because
one. It is.
Because my point is, we could top the group at the end of the day if Spain tie against Uruguay, or
Yeah.
if no, not if they tie. If Uruguay wins, we could top the group, which would be
They'd still be
I'll be
second.
I
crazy.
can't
I'll be
believe
insane.
it.
If they tie with Spain, they'd still be second place due to goal difference.
Yeah, no. If they tie against Uruguay, yeah, they get first place because they put 4 past Saudi Arabia. But if we beat Saudi Arabia and then
If
Uruguay
we put
beats,
4 past Saudi Arabia,
okay, relax. We're not putting. Actually, I'll be fair. It could happen. Anything can happen, but I don't think putting 4 past Saudi Arabia. That's kind of a little too much. Spain put 4 past Saudi Arabia.
I mean, I thought our offense was pretty solid overall. If I had to give Cape Verde a rating, they're a solid 3.5 star team.
Yeah, for sure.
Solid.
Yeah.
I think they're underrated in terms of how people viewed them, how I viewed them coming into the tournament. How I think the only one who really had their back was Felton. I'm gonna be honest. The only one who had their back was Felton.
I think if they get the game down of like passing the ball, they'd be a lot better because they get dominated in possession.
Yeah, it's funny because like I hear the comments from a lot of people talking about Cape Verde. They like don't know too much about soccer, and then they're just like, "Yeah, man, I think Cape Verde's gonna win the whole thing." You know, what other country is playing soccer barefoot on the islands with cachupa? None of them have cachupa. Thought that was hilarious. But like on a separate note, what's going on with Portugal?
Oh, they're sad. Their situation is sad.
It's such a sad story. Like
I've always stood by this theory of mine. The theory could be it's my opinion that I don't think Portugal will ever win a world, at least not in like I'd say the next 3, dude. Because compared to them and like Argentina, like they have way better individual players than Argentina, and they're very individualist, whereas Argentina they play as a team and they play as a team very well.
2 things. I think one, I think if they passed the ball to Ronaldo more, they might have scored. Actually, you know, and I know a lot of people would contest that. They do have great players, but for some reason they still can't win. And the other thing is, I think that this is starting to widen the gap on the whole Messi versus Ronaldo debate.
No, come on.
A little bit.
Elton,
I
no.
mean, yeah.
I'll give you this, right?
He's still a GOAT. He's still a GOAT.
Yes, 100%. But I'll give you this, right? Portugal, they played. They didn't play good at all. Like, Ronaldo shouldn't be having to operate outside of the 18-yard box. Like at his age, he's 40. He shouldn't have to be dropping back so far to get with the ball. And the rest of the team, like they be passing side to side. They'll get a tempo and then pass it back. Like the buildup is just not there. And I think their game against who they play, freaking DR Congo, they brought the ball wide maybe like a handful of times, like the whole game. And the one bit of good play that they had for the goal, they had the ball out wide and they crossed it. They barely got it. And then the times that Ronaldo got it, the balls were behind them or it got blocked. So they need to like work on getting him involved in the game without having him drop so deep because he can't be doing that. Like he's 40, dude.
Messi's 30. Messi's almost 39.
Yeah, they're up there.
They're up there. But I mean, still, like they're like the same age. Messi's still performing. And honestly, coming into this, I didn't expect too much from Messi, mainly because he's been playing MLS lately. And although he's a GOAT, you know, when you play at a lower tier, your skills can sometimes diminish. Like you're not paying as competitive.
Sometimes, but
I saw something earlier where it was pretty much saying what you're saying, that like, you know, when you go to a lower league, people think like, oh, like you're losing like the interest in soccer, right? But like they were saying, like he might have gone to a lower league, he might play with like lower rated players, but like he still has that passion, and it shows. Like I saw the game earlier against what did he just play?
Austria.
Dude, he was on fire.
Yeah, that whole team is
really good.
5 goals.
Algeria
hasn't even gotten out. Was it? No, I think it was
5 goals
Austria.
in the group. Austria.
Oh, Austria.
Yeah, it was 2 versus Austria, 3 against Algeria. But yeah, that
He
team
did
really
miss
good.
that penalty today, though.
I mean, that too.
That he missed a penalty really bad and missed the next opportunity to score that goal. Mind you, I'm a big Messi fan. I was watching that game and I was just like, man, he's having his Ronaldo moment, right? Like the same moment that Ronaldo had last game. I was like, wow, he's having that right now. And, you know, the media is just going to absolutely grab him and make him, you know, just make a mockery out of what he did, right? And, you know, Ronaldo had one bad game. I don't know if it's going to continue like that, but I think if all you're looking at is just one thing, right? Like you can make a judgment. If, you know, he's having 2-3 games where he doesn't perform as well as, you know, everybody expects, I think that's something where you can actually, like, you know, really have a strong opinion of how he's doing. At the moment, he's not looking too promising, but, you know, like you were saying earlier, the team didn't rely on what Ronaldo can do as well as he can do it. You know, they were having him play as if he was a 27-year-old Ronaldo, you know, like, hey, run up the line, you know, just go do your thing. Like, you can't just rely on that. You have to, you know, accommodate for it. I mean, if you watch the game, but if you watch the game with Messi today, right, they were, you know, they would slow down the play, pass it to Messi, give him his space, right? One of the goals, they let, I forget who, but just let the ball go through his legs, you know, landed on Messi. He shot it. There was no physical, you know, everything was just experience, you know, and accuracy. That was it.
Yeah. Argentina are really good at that, though. They really accommodate Messi very well. If you compare them to Portugal, they, like, it's not even close. Like, Argentina, like, their heartbeat is Messi in terms of how they play, in terms of how the ball moves around. Like, they'll slow the game down so he can get involved in the game. It's totally different in terms of the way Portugal does it and the way Argentina does it.
I mean, I was going to say, it's kind of like even in the NBA with LeBron James. You don't see him, like, slamming dunks and doing all this crazy stuff he used to. He's still an amazing player, but because of his age, he's had to adjust his play style.
Yeah.
You know? And Portugal's probably not doing that for Ronaldo. They're thinking, like, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
seen this saying.
And he's still in shape. He's in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. But I seen this saying where, like, they were saying Portugal players play for Portugal, whereas like Argentina players, they play for Messi.
Yeah,
they're like
I've seen that
ride
too,
or
yeah.
die for Messi, dude. Like they will absolutely kill someone for him. It's crazy.
Yeah, but to go back to your earlier comment about like when like great players or talented players go to like a lower level league. I mean, last World Cup, Messi was at PSG. He went to a lower level league. He was still able to do it. Even James Rodriguez at the time of the World Cup, he was in a lower. Actually, no, but he was young, so I guess that doesn't really count. But my point still stands. Like the talent, like it doesn't matter if you're in a lower level league. As long as you can get up to perform, it doesn't really matter.
I'll tell you one thing I'm excited about is that the jerseys they're dropping for Virginia. I don't know if you guys seen them. Here you go. I got a thing right here. I'll pull it up. So, boom. If you didn't know, they're dropping Vozinia's jersey, and I think it's absolutely fire.
Yeah, that's his jersey.
Hey, that's actually pretty cool.
Can't wait to get one. I still want gloves. Like, I want Vozinia rated, like, gloves with the Cape Verdean flag with his name on the strap.
You don't want an Allstate commercial?
No.
No? You don't want that?
No.
No more Allstate commercial.
Yeah. Maybe a different carrier or when he goes back to Cape Verde, definitely Ola, whatever the mobile brand is that's been on the scarves. They're definitely doing a commercial with them.
Oh yeah,
definitely doing a commercial with them. I mean, you kind of have to at this point, but I think this is dope. Can't wait to get my hands on mine.
I can see him being on a few commercials. I don't know what yet, but maybe like Gillette or something. Random stuff like.
Yeah, it would have. He's saying Gillette because the population of Cape Verdeans here, but like Gillette Stadium is more football.
Yeah, well, they're gonna. I feel like with all the licensing.
I think you got
like
the
that,
wrong fan base. I think you got the wrong fan base.
Now that we're like speaking on a topic of Gillette, do you guys see how they're like covering like sponsors that are not sponsored directly?
Yeah,
by
Gillette,
FIFA?
Gillette did the shaving cream.
Yeah, they changed the names of the stadium.
A few
that.
Levi Stadium,
Boston Stadium is crazy.
Yeah.
and you see how like the sponsors are like those brands are like retaliating.
Nah, I haven't seen
like
that.
Levi's, what they did was because they made them cover the sign, right? So Levi's covered the sign in the perfect shape of the Levi's logo. Then they went on the Instagram page and changed the logo to the Instagram page to the covered up sign.
Okay, that's pretty. I mean,
That's pretty smart.
That's dope.
I mean, the tournament has to do that. Like, they just have that's just marketing stuff. Like, they can't allow people to get free marketing off of their tournament. That's just they can't allow that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean-
it's funny how like the brands are like capitalizing on that and
Yeah.
just like
Oh no, it's very funny. It's like shit
Making a
posting
mockery out of
levels.
it.
Yeah, it's shit
Yeah.
posting levels of
Yeah.
like memeing and trolling. But like,
But this goes to prove another point. You'll never beat American marketing. American marketing is the most top tier marketing on this entire planet. I'll die in the hell.
Yeah, bro. Look at the water breaks that they're taking. That is 100% American
Yeah.
made, bro. They have
that
never
kinda
needed
pisses
water.
me off.
All of a sudden, they're talking about like the American weather as if it was freaking Qatar, or South Africa. Like, it's hot, I get it, but come on, like, to have to put like an ad break in between. It is
literally
just
when all the other competitors playing are from hotter countries.
they don't have ads on Telemundo. Like on
that's where I watch it.
Yeah.
They're like, and we're staying right here, and we're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
We're
that's-
gonna tell you what's going on the field. I'm like, hey, you know what? That's cool
for the
because
love of the game,
that's
man.
yeah, exactly, bro.
If
I
I-
agree with it.
If I couldn't take a water break during a Tolman soccer high school game, I don't think they should be taking a water break for a professional soccer.
I think they do it now though. Don't they do it in like
It's kind of like
US
a
soccer.
recent. It's kind of like a recent thing that just came about. Yeah,
Yeah.
within the first few years. Not everyone does it, but I feel like
just
it might
not,
become a
just
thing
another
now.
thing to get soft on, like
Yeah.
America, really.
The game's gone soft. The
game's gone soft. Hashtag the
Yeah,
game's gone
bro.
soft, guys.
There's so many small little rules that they changed, like the 1 minute injury pause. I'm not sure if you guys already talked about it here, but I think that it's crazy that there's no what they call it. They called it something like there's no common sense placed in that law, like or on that rule. I mean, the ref can't be like, hey, listen, like you actually got hurt, just come play, or whatever. Like they have to enforce the minute, even if common sense would tell you that they should just stay on the field.
Mhm.
So that the water break, he'll like a couple of the like just plays get stopped instead of just waiting till the ball goes out. They'll stop it. Little things like that. I mean, maybe not that they've gone soft, but they're just adding so many rules, bro. It's getting a little confusing.
I kind of like that injury rule because I feel like it prevents floppers from wasting time. So like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Like a punishment
Yeah,
almost for
yeah.
like get your ass to
because like
somebody.
you're gonna be down 10 players. It's only a minute, but like a lot can happen.
Oh,
in
so
a minute.
okay, so that's what happened to Arcanjo in Cape Verde versus Uruguay. He got injured, and then Uruguay scored, and a minute had already passed or whatever. They tried to restart the game, and the ref was trying to get him off the field for a minute, and he was like, "What do you mean? It's been more than a minute."
Yeah.
I think that's what that was, because I was confused when it happened. I was like, "Why is he taking him off the field? Like he's fine." And then they scored the goal, so he had time to get treated, but they still had him taken off the field.
It's kind of like a are you actually injured or are you just wasting time, right? So like I feel like it'll prevent players from like wasting that time.
Nah, dude, it's not stopping. There's still a lot of flopping going on, dude.
I mean,
there's a
there is.
lot of
There
flopping
is.
going. I mean, I get it. You have to let the ref know, like, hey, he fouled me, but like, dog, come on.
But I feel like a lot of them would like a lot. The percentage of like it happening lowers a little more, considering it's the World Cup. Like, who wants to be out of the field down a man in the World Cup?
Yeah, facts.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I guess, and when you put it like that, I do rather have the rule, but, there should be a middle ground. I guess that's where I was going with, the common sense thing, right? There should be a middle ground where the ref should be able to, override it because it just makes sense to keep the player rather than, the other way around.
Yeah, this shit was funny.
I just need to know what you guys think about this, because when I seen this was
my God, I was crying, dude.
And then they scored right after this, too.
Yeah. He's literally trying to help him up.
In the
Throws his legs, says nice. And they scored right after.
And then they took him out for the minute right after that. Yeah, he was very confusing situation. And the ball was near him too. I didn't know why the ref. I was like,
Bro,
yo,
that's funny.
I can understand how people are mad that the ref didn't stop play. It's not a head injury, obviously, but he was like around the ball and all that.
And he was down. Yeah, he was down for a solid minute even before that happened.
Honestly, I'm kind of liking the refs because they're not calling like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there was
It's refreshing, though.
a penalty that should have been handed to Cape Verde.
No,
which
that
one?
In the
was
bye.
clean.
You don't think
Which
that
one?
was clean?
Anything
And-
that happens to you after you make contact with the ball,
Yeah, it's fair
anything
game.
that happens to the player right after that, even if it's like slight contact with the ball, there's no foul.
If you shoot it.
Yeah.
If you shoot it.
If he would have fell and cracked his head, it's not a foul.
All right.
But
So you think it was fair for them to like call time too, though, at the end?
I think it's what?
You think it was fair for them to call the time at the end too?
Yeah, what do you think about them not letting them take that last free kick?
Yeah, that didn't look right to me. I'm not Cape Verdean. It's not like I was, just rooting for my country, right? I wasn't insanely biased, but I mean, that is just like every single time they do it, they just let you take it and they call it. Even if they let you shoot it and they call it in the air, they'll still let you take it. They won't do it the way that, like they were just like, hey, cut the play off, don't even try. Usually they let someone at least head the ball somewhere. If it didn't go in, boom, call it right on the spot. That was crazy.
Yeah. That last foul at the end of the game, and it was supposed to be a free kick, like right outside the box.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
and it's game over.
Nah,
Yeah.
that was I was confused myself. I was like, what the hell?
other than that, I've been, like you said about the refereeing, I've been liking the refereeing too. Like, I'm
Yeah,
tired of them
dude,
calling
'cause
like little ticky-tack
Everything
things.
is a foul. Dude.
Like,
Yeah, it
but,
would have
like,
slowed down the game so much.
I'm enjoying the refs letting like people play.
I think that's
really
with like
enjoy that.
every game. I've been like binge watching a lot of like the games,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, this is actually like going well. Like I thought they was just like foul like a lot of stuff.
And everyone's flopping, like
Yeah.
thinking they're gonna
And
get
then
a call.
Cape Verde,
I feel like-
yo, Cape Verde, there was a lot of dude. I was almost like yelling at the screen, like, "Get up, dude! What are you like?"
Yeah, man, you got the best stage. Start hiring actors.
I feel like that goes back to like how I was saying, it prevents people from like flopping.
Oh no,
It's
they
like-
went down, but they got up real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah, yeah.
They got up real quick.
You see how fast they were getting up?
Yeah, once they realized, like, damn, no one's calling, and it's crazy because they would get down to like, hold
Yeah.
their leg, all of the stuff. They'd be like, oh,
And
no
get
call.
up, be fine. But I like to go back to the game. I like the way we played though. We were very physical and all that. Like I enjoyed the way we played that game. Very,
Yeah.
very good game.
Thought it was real solid. Now, what do we think? Canada won like what 6-0 something like
Yeah.
that against Qatar.
I didn't see that game.
I didn't see it either, but I seen the score and I was just like, that seems like how
Who were
bad
they
of a team
playing?
Qatar.
Qatar? Oh damn.
Yeah. And it's Canada. Like, not that Canada's a horrible
No,
team,
they have
but
they have good players. Canada's
Yeah,
not like
one of the players did a hat trick actually.
I mean,
Jonathan
like,
David.
If it's 6-0,
Jonathan David.
I'd assume someone scored a hat trick.
Somebody.
And how many forwards? You know, that's the defense is going up and
I
scoring.
only,
The goalie's
I only
going
watched
up and
half,
scoring.
like the second half of that game. Speaking of
Yeah, I
Canada, I
think-
think Canada has kind of off topic, but like one of the best jerseys, like design wise.
I haven't seen their jerseys. Hold on.
The jerseys kind of look tough. Like out of all the games I was watching, I was like, that one was kind of like one of my favorites.
Like the black one.
Yeah, the black one where it has like white splotches and like the red like lining to it. I was like,
That is pretty fire.
pretty tough.
Oh, that is actually really nice.
Yeah,
I
that
like
is
that a lot.
pretty cool.
One of my favorites is Germany's and Argentina's away kit. I really like theirs.
We like everything Argentina though, so it's kind of biased, Brian. I don't know if
Bro,
I
I
could just
get
take
it,
it.
but
Nah, I like
Germany's
France.
France.
France has the little collar, like a polo shirt. That looks pretty nice. It's white on the dark blue. Looks clean.
I don't really like the polo like soccer style shirts.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a-
That's
it's
just
a
me
look.
though.
It's
you
a
know,
look. Bro.
That's because he only started to get into sport now.
That's
you know,
a lie.
he didn't see what soccer used to be when
No,
the polo shirts.
I know
was
they
a
used to
thing.
have polo shirts, but
polos.
like even since before time, Pele, whatever you want to call it, like I never liked the polo shirts.
What team did Pele play for?
Cosmos,
Brazil?
he played for a Brazil league. I forgot what team. You know what team?
Cosmos and Palmeiras. I think.
Palmeiras, right?
I think so. But I like that Germany kit too. It reminds
That
me
was
of the
just a
old school
test.
kit. It was a test.
It was just for him.
That's a crazy test.
Everyone knows Pele, right? But like,
Do you guys think he's actually like the greatest player?
No, the real question is, do you think he scored 1,000 goals?
is that what they're saying?
No, that's
That's the first time I heard that. 1,000 goals.
That's what Ronaldo's chasing.
But is this like?
because he had 1,000 goals, but not like on video or no evidence of. So that's what Ronaldo.
Even
was
if he
chasing.
did, like I'm sure he was a great player. I'm sure he'd rock every single one of us in this room. But like if you look at some of the videos, like the way those players were defending in a Brazil league, like I just think. I just think he was a really good player in a pretty bad league. But I mean, I also don't know how big of a league they were. Like the biggest leagues right now is in Europe is Premier League. You have La Liga, Italy, like like all the big European leagues. They're huge, right? You're especially Premier League. In Premier League, you're expecting top tier players playing, right? But I don't know if that's how it was in Brazil.
Oh hell no! It was nothing, bro. But that's like the fun part.
That's the benefit of the doubt.
That's
that
the
I'm giving.
fun part about like going back and comparing like legends. It's like, yeah, that he got these stats, and then people can argue, but it was against plumbers. It was against people who weren't professional. It was against whatever. But like that's kind of like the fun part. You can debate and argue, but then you see tape, and you're like, nah, if he was in this era, that's the fun part of it.
I think this is a super hot take, and I know I mentioned this before, but I think in 10, 15 years' time, the competitiveness of U.S. soccer will rival Europe.
Like MLS,
club teams.
like MLS.
Yes, club teams.
Rival.
Rival.
I wouldn't
Like Premier
debate
League or like what are we comparing to? Serie A,
Yep.
like like the top 5.
The top. But like the league as a whole, though, not just the
Yeah.
top 5 teams. I think we'll have a very similar league structure.
I heard you the first one.
competitiveness.
I don't think it'll ever reach like Premier League, but I think it
10, 15 years, I think we could do. But granted, I will clarify. Once you start getting the budget there, I'm not saying that most of the players are going to be born and raised U.S. I think it's just going to be a lot of European players that we buy and transfer to come play in the U.S. to make these leagues better.
a lot of them on that team. I think their nationalities are like
Mixed.
Yeah, family nationalities are mixed. But I mean, I wouldn't really debate you on like the fact that you think that MLS will be like a pretty big league competing like with like top tier leagues right now, because if you look at it, a lot of those players on that team play for a league in Europe.
Yeah.
They play for La Liga, they play for Premier League, Serie A.
Yeah, but I mean, like now they're gonna come play for MLS.
No, but that's the tough thing. What's the draw to play in MLS? Like let's use
The funding is the big
fund- what's-
pullback
what's-
right now. I meant like the player salary.
No.
Obviously, MLS players
well,
not getting paid.
Okay, yeah, but like you got history. If you look at European soccer, you got history. You got club history that you can go for. You have money that you can go for. You have brand deals that you can go for. You have attention that you can go for. MLS really doesn't offer any of those things.
Not yet.
That's
That's why I
player.
said.
international publicity.
That's why I said 10, 15 years. Because
So-
with American marketing, we can make it happen.
No, I get it. The MLS is very like young, but like you know, relax a little bit. You know, I think that's
optimistic.
I think it's going to be a matter of more time than that, to be honest, because you have to realize for a team to be really like competitive, it has to have a big audience backing it, and when you talk about the Premier League, I mean, you go to those games and you're probably going to have to get the cops involved, every single time that the both teams come out. But, it's the passion that comes with it, right? Because, I mean, if you have, I don't know, the New York Red Bulls and the Revs, everybody's going to shake hands and eat burgers afterwards. And, no one's even going to talk about the game. And I think that comes with the whole thing, right? Because you go home and you're not thinking, oh, damn, my team lost. Like, I'm going to, whatever, I hope they do better. Like, no, you just go home and you're smiling. It's not to the level where like the Pats lose and everybody's pissed over here, like little things like that.
But that's why I think that's what we're getting now with the World Cup being in the U.S. actually performing well or better than people thought. I think it's going to be the beginning ripple effect that's going to foster that soccer culture, I
also think like you have to. There's a lot of besides the players, besides like you said, the history of the clubs. Like you're looking at the staff of those teams, and they're like top tier scouts, top tier defensive trainer, like technical trainers, right? Like how do you like implement that for them to come to the U.S.?
Boatload of money.
Okay, but you still gotta pull them. Okay, so you got money. So you're gonna Saudi Arabia this? Like, what are you like? What is the like?
I'm just saying. I mean,
and look at their league. Their league is struggling too.
That's the American way. Just throw money at it.
Yeah,
if it makes financial sense, though. If someone does some projections and saying, I think we can foster a culture for these club teams and get the ticket sales up, right? And then they're like, if you do get the ticket sales up, you get more people to come to these games. Let's use the money, buy more talent, have them come, put on a show.
Put on a show.
Yeah, so a show like as in we have good players now. Come watch because this is more competitive. Not that the MLS is bad.
No, it's not bad. It's just unserious.
Yeah,
it's just unserious. I mean, not to bring Messi into this, but like that whole Messi Inter Miami, every away game they play, it's full. Every other game for the rest of the year, it's empty. Like that's so unserious, dude. It's like. There's nothing. I don't see it in 10 to 15. I don't see the league being even close to being competitive.
15, 20?
Nah, dude.
25, 30?
No, because again, you gotta
in our lifetime.
You gotta. No, you getting closer, but not there yet. Not there yet.
It's not as historic.
Exactly, because you look at like Serie A. You got Inter and Milan, and they've been freaking going at it for almost 100 years. Barca and Madrid, they've been going at it for a very long time. You got rivalries in England going back to like the FA days and the Players Association days.
It's not as historic, right? When did pickleball come out?
Okay, but that was a flash in the pan.
Like I think that sport.
So you want the MLS to be pickleball. You don't want it to be tennis. You don't want it to be all these things that are established. You want it to be this flash in the pan.
I'm just saying. I think we can shift the marketing, and make it more. Pickleball kind of rose out of nowhere and became the most popular sport. Nowhere,
do you own a pickleball racket?
There's some resonance. There's some pickleball resonance.
You ever watch pickleball?
Exist. No.
Wait, going back to the subject. Do you know of any rivalries here in the U.S. in the MLS?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
Isn't it Revolution and LA Galaxy?
El Tráfico, I know that one, with the LA teams.
LA Galaxy and Revs. It's not
LA Galaxy and LA, the other LA team. I think they have like a rivalry, but that's like they just got a team, so it's like.
I mean, but like you said, it's not as serious because like everyone knows the rivalries in Spain
but that goes
in England and in France. Yeah.
Sometimes it's blood spilled over, like.
And in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dortmund and freaking Bayern. That's a newer one. I don't know if any. Actually, Mainz and I think Bayern or Frankfurt, one of the two other ones. But there's always big ones and smaller ones. But like, I just don't see it being serious, dude.
I give it 30 years and it won't be La Liga, but it's gonna be a big league. I mean, think about the Mexican, like league. I mean, the whole world is not watching it, but if you watch it, it's a pretty serious league with real rivalries, real players. I think it's not going to be huge, like I said, like the big European, like 5 leagues, but it's going to get to the point where it's going to have its own following, its own good players. But I think it all comes down to, if the talent's going to come from the U.S. and they're going to invest into, bringing good players in. Well, no, into, raising good players or bringing players into the U.S. to play and, throw money at the problem. I think that has a big thing, because if you have locals playing, you have more of a chance of having like a good audience that's going to want to watch them. I'm not going to want to go watch a Korean guy playing in the Revs, like it doesn't matter. But if it's a guy from here, in Attleboro, you have a little more of an attachment to it. I think that has a lot to do with it. And Serie A is they're struggling with that problem right now, because Italians have been bringing more players in than bringing their own players up to the league. So now even in international football, they're not making it into the World Cup. Little things like that will kind of just snowball into how serious the whole league in itself is taken. But I think the U.S. could get the audience, with the U.S. marketing that Elton's selling us, but it's just it all depends on how they approach it, and if they're gonna bring players in, or if they're gonna bring the culture in to the people here, like from when you're a kid, take the soccer is not gonna be the second sport, to football. They have to really take it seriously. Like Japan, I don't know if you guys have seen, their 100-year plan that they did, and, they're kind of executing and, just kind of building a whole infrastructure behind professional soccer, professional football.
I think the U.S. is like developing a lot of soccer stuff too, though, like with USL. Like it's USL, but like still they're developing a lot of like new teams in the States. Like I think they're building that pyramid up. Leading up to like World Cup, between that like MLS, USL, like.
But even Jenks, they took down the tennis courts and they put futsal.
That's actually kind of sick. I saw that.
Like I can start to see this starting to foster, and like, oh, let's start playing soccer. It's more readily available. It's more around.
And I think the reason for that, of like the U.S. not producing a lot of like good talent, is like it wasn't taken as like we have tennis, we have baseball, basketball, football,
readily available,
and they're America's biggest sports. Whereas like internationally, it's just like 90% of every country is playing soccer. So there's so much exposure to players, and I wouldn't say readily available like there is here in the U.S., but they can go play at like some like random Sunday league, and then there'll be like a random scout there, like a good one, and just be like, yeah, that guy's good, I'm taking him. Whereas here, like, you need to pay $175 to like, play on a field outside.
Yo, let's develop a FIFA Street League at Jenks.
FIFA Street League.
I don't even think you could call it FIFA.
To like wrap up the point, right? I can kind of see the MLS being positive, like in terms of like attention and audience, and becoming like relevant if they become very similar to the Liga Portuguesa. And what I mean by that is like teams in South America, Central America, they could use the MLS like a springboard to get to Europe. I think that could be a positive way that they could make the league better and introduce more talent and get more money into the league. But again, if you have like competitive leagues like the MX and the Liga do Brasil, it's very difficult to pull them. And even competitive leagues, I think Colombia's league is competitive too. I might be wrong on that, but like that could be like a way.
I think the start is Copa America.
What about it?
Like the same way that everyone's going crazy for the World Cup and there's all this marketing going on that the U.S. is pushing out and all this stuff because it's being hosted here. Like if they could continue to do that push, maybe if it's not just for the MLS, but maybe we cover a smaller event like Copa America and we get this MLS teams playing and we can push a similar level of like, hey, come watch these games, the Copa America is going on, all the other stuff. I think that would be the best way to start that push. Because there's plenty of opportunities to do it. It's not being done.
Yeah, I'm not sure what interested. I'm not sure why they don't do that. I mean, it's been.
I don't think they've cared until now.
Yeah, I think it's been like 12 years since the time that I went to watch Argentina play Venezuela. I think it was a friendly in Gillette Stadium. Bro, that thing was absolutely. Oh, it was 10 years ago. It was 2016, but it was packed to the top. And this is a friendly match, and you just have 100% of the stadium packed on. For football, it was off season, so that there was no event that was going to fill up that stadium. That happened, and it got packed like that. And then a couple years after that, I went to MetLife to watch Juventus and Barcelona. Another friendly. You go, bro. There was no room to even walk in that place, And it's just, I'm not sure where the. There is a lot of stuff that happens, behind the scenes and why it doesn't happen as often, or maybe, they would love to host a lot of these things. I mean, like international friendlies and all this stuff, but maybe the focus wasn't there or already. And, they knew the money was there, but they just wanted to implement it on their own terms, as opposed to just hosting, friendlies from, like, this league and that league. They want to make their own teams that will fill up the stadium. So maybe in the long run, they want to work on that instead of, just being, like where everybody comes play and then they leave and nothing is left,
Yeah, I've seen Gianni Infantino, the FIFA president, talk about how he wants to have some like league fixtures and in the U.S. because there is an audience here. But my thing that's stopping me from thinking the MLS will actually be good is like, the market's already taken by European teams. Like, there's no, like, they already have their club. They're not gonna, they can't have like another club. Like, I have an American club. I have whatever. But it'll never be like serious. Like, okay, this is my team, and I'm not riding for anybody else type of thing.
I think it could get there. But in the process of getting there, they'd be establishing a new fan base, right? Like, I don't think you might appreciate American soccer getting better, but I don't think you're gonna sit there and shift to like, I'm now an MLS guy.
No,
you're always gonna be
fan. Yeah,
exactly. You're always gonna be the England clubs or the other clubs. So I think the start is they're gonna have to target a new fan base. Maybe start with the kids because everything starts with the kids.
Yeah, you have to get them young though. That would be
10 to 15 years. That's why I said 10 to 15 years. Change the whole script. Flip the whole script. History is just.
Kind of see what he's saying. Like,
history is just a story written by the person that won.
Like,
I get that. Like, there was
these youth establishments. Like, it's starting from like the youth going into USL and MLS.
There's this story about like this Japanese marketing, right? They try to get coffee in Japan, and then they try to say that like you can get coffee in Japan if you like have a cartoon of like a coffee cup, so you can market to kids, and then those kids will grow up and they will drink coffee. Because at the time, Japanese people didn't like coffee like that. So that's how they got coffee into Japan, and now coffee is very big in Japan. So, like, if you get them young, but, like, you have to have a product in order to get those kids to like the sport. Like, you have to make the MLS interesting, competitive.
It's easy. It's easy. Look, boom. Throw a bunch of money at Disney, right? Start making Disney movies like High School Musical or something. But instead of basketball,
I think they have a soccer movie.
Have it be soccer.
I think they have it like a dragon soccer something.
Step
like
one.
That.
Yeah. No, but they got to do the musicals and the whole nine.
Like Airbud.
Musicals?
I also feel like it kind of stems from like I see where you guys are getting at, but like a lot of international countries, like their poverty is like below our poverty, so like they have no other option but to like try and make it out, whereas like the US, like we have kids on like iPads now.
But you can't fully say that because we still have the NBA and NFL. And the argument I've seen people make all the time is, but those are only American sports.
No, they're not. They're not. Basketball is played in Europe, very big in Europe.
Yeah. But the moral of the story is like that's not a valid argument because we have amazing players that play in those sports.
Yeah.
There's poverty everywhere in this world.
Okay, but what about like hand-me-down teams. Like, if, for instance, in some families, it's like my father supports Man United, so I'll support Man United, or my father supports Man United, so I'll support Chelsea.
Yeah, but this is the United States. We're very rebellious.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll pick, but
kids don't care.
No, but I'm just saying that's how football works. Like you pick something that aligns with the family, or you pick something that shifts, but it's still in the same ballpark that you can go against the family with. That's kind of how it goes.
I don't know, man. I think if they started fostering that culture and kids, if that's actually where it starts. Actually, because we didn't talk about that. They need to change the lifestyle of soccer. If it was just flashy of these other sports, more kids would want to play it, right? Because right now, like you could follow your favorite MLS player, right? But how much is he really making? What car does he drive? You know, what does he do in his free time?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got LeBron James or like Kobe Bryant. You know, they have the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
So you change the lifestyle, and then you target the target audience, and then more kids want to play soccer.
Like I feel like
Yamal.
I feel like that was the example I was gonna use. Yamal he's like a bigger than life figure in terms of like his social media.
But he plays
presence.
for Spain.
Yeah, but he's big off the pitch, right? That's the thing. You have to get someone who's big off the pitch to be in the MLS. And then
But that's.
But
what
the
I'm
lifestyle is already there. Like there's already like big social media guys in the sport itself. It's just
saying. In MLS.
No, I said the sport. I didn't say
no,
MLS.
but we're talking about making U.S. soccer more competitive.
I understand, but I'm looking for an example in the MLS. I cannot find an example
Not
in
yet,
MLS.
But I think that's what we need to foster. You know, which boils down to they need more funding, but they're not going to get more funding until we get more people to show up. So get more people to show up, give the players more money, let them spend it frivolously. More people want to play soccer. I mean, that's
financial decisions.
Poor financial decisions, and then boom, now we have more people that want to play the sport. Poor financial decisions run this country. Let's just get that clear. You can't debate it.
That part.
The only reason why anyone ever wants to do anything in America is because of someone else's poor financial decisions.
So, do you think all the
We're all sitting here guilty.
nah, bro?
We are all the byproducts.
I want to be a rapper. Why?
Bro, you
Someone's
got me
poor
thinking.
financial decisions.
Nah. So, what do you think about all the stadiums going to grass because of the World Cup?
I love it. So you have to play on a natural turf or a natural field, right? You can't have artificial turf. So all the stadiums, they got renovated and got put actual natural grass. Some of the pitches I noticed like the ball will bounce and it's kind of weird. But like the NFL has been trying to get this for a while and they don't want to do it. But the World Cup comes around and they give natural grass for the games.
Wonder how much that cost.
It's a lot of money to maintain. They had to like fly in like bluegrass and stuff like that, and then get it like properly put into.
So
the
that's
ground.
not turf. I thought it was turf this whole time.
No, they don't. That's like one of the rules of the World Cup. You cannot have turf.
I think it's like correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard something about like it being better for the players, like healthier for like
their knees, their joints. Like you can have like I think it's like you can have like, it can be like a synthetic almost where it's like it's natural but there's like different weaving patterns in it to keep it like together and all that, but it has to be mostly natural.
That's interesting. I didn't
and
know
it's
that.
very expensive, so that's why the NFL owners didn't want to do that, but they saw a big opportunity to get money and then they were like,
I mean, think about it, you gotta water that shit every day.
maintain it, and then you got to pay people to do that.
Well,
Bro, wait till
jobs.
football season rolls around and they start just ripping that thing to shreds, bro.
Yeah.
That's gonna make it costly. You know, just watering it, I don't think is the problem. I think fixing all the patches after one football game, it's gonna really, tell you if that's gonna be sustainable.
I don't think they're gonna keep it.
They're not keeping it for the NFL.
Yeah, logistically, like what? In their heads financially, they're like, well, if one, they know they're not doing the next World Cup because they already decided where it's going to go, right? So let's say the next World Cup's in the U.S. in, I don't know, 16, 20, 24 years. The amount of money they're going to save just by ripping all that grass out and putting turf,
Tremendous.
And then just putting it back to grass if the World Cups come back is way more than just keeping it.
Yeah, like the NFL owners don't really care about the players' health like that. I mean, it's pretty obvious from the way that they don't care about CTE and different stuff with the NFL. But they don't. They want the biggest profit margin, and grass is just so expensive to maintain. So I don't think they'll keep it for the season.
In Europe, is it primarily grass?
Yes. Yeah, I think the only team that doesn't play on it in the like a big team, I guess, was in the Champions League, Boda Glimt, because they play in Norway, so they have to play on turf because nothing grows there. And a lot of teams actually complained about it when they went to go play over there because they were like, it's so like difficult on the knee, the ball bounces weird, stuff like that. But predominantly 99.9% of professional teams, they play on natural grass.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's one of the main concerns of players that come play for the MLS, because they're playing in football stadiums and it's all just turf. So, synthetic turf. So it's a whole different game. So they have to start running, longer. I mean, you guys remember playing soccer, and we would go to a field that was turf, and the ball would roll almost twice as far, And
I hated playing.
It has a lot to do. Yeah, it has a lot to do with that too.
Low key, I was thinking too, with Spain, because I know they play a lot of grass in Spain. I was just like, man, I wonder how Spain's gonna play on turf, but it's not turf.
No, it's not.
So more reason why they should have won that game against Cape Verde.
Okay, relax.
Just saying.
It's a bad game. That's
just
all.
saying, because Cape Verde, they primarily play on dirt. Let's be for real. More reason they should have won.
No, I think it's a fun part of the game too, because some teams they'll leave their grass a little longer to irritate teams who like to play on the ground. Like I think Atletico Madrid, they do that whenever Barcelona comes around. They leave their grass super tall, so they're because they pass it along the ground. So it's like, it's a big
mess them up.
It's a big fuck you to Barca. Yeah.
See, how I talked about strategy and mental games and all this other stuff early on.
But that's
part of the sport.
Simeone. Simeone is like, he's different. Like
it's part of the sport.
He has issues, dog.
Mind, body, and spirit. It's part of the sport.
He does have issues.
There's no debating.
It's crazy.
But like all these little things, it's just like, well, let's just do this. Let's try to throw them off. It's never gonna be a fair fight. Not 100%. But the mind games is part of what makes it beautiful. Because when you hear these things, like, oh yeah, Japan tried switching jerseys and all this other stuff, and they did the grass.
Japan.
Not Japan.
Korea.
Sorry, Korea.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Can't remember their faces. Can't remember the flag. Can't remember the country. Can't remember
It was a good
It
strat.
worked. It worked.
But they didn't. It didn't work.
It didn't
Worked on Elton.
It worked on me, but they still lost. But yeah, I mean, it's all part of the beautiful game, right, through and through. But anyways, more on that on the next episode.